So you catch yourself scrolling, swiping, indulging in a, let's say, tempting video, and then you regret it later. You feel that sinking feeling in your chest of, damn, I did it again. That feeling of hopelessness, of emptiness, being lost. I myself know it all too well, and it's held me back for years. But let me tell you that it's not your fault, and you can break free. Let me tell you how. The first, and this is an important step that you want to do, is deleting dating apps. Listen, bro, dating apps are not ideal at all. There's a statistic that I heard, so I don't know if it's true, but that 80% of dating app users is men. So you're competing for like an app that only has 20% women and 80% guys on there. And anyways, that's not really a place that you'd want to meet your significant other, right? I'm sure some people make it happen, but for the most part, it's not ideal. It's more of a place that promotes degeneracy, and you see it, and there's no running from that label when you're using that app, because you know what both parties know what they're looking for in reality. If you're a man filled with purpose, if you're a warrior, focused man, or at least that's what you want to be, there's no place for you in dating apps. That's not where you should be. It's honestly a waste of time. It's a distraction, and I believe that you're truly better than that. So get rid of it. Number 2 is lowering your gaze. When I talk about lowering your gaze, it's important that when you're out, that's exactly what you do. Don't indulge with your eyes. And I've talked about this in my no fat video a while ago, but I want to clarify and say that that doesn't only apply to the outside world. When you're out in the gym, when you're out in public, it also applies to the media that you're consuming, the videos that you're watching. It's important that you learn to lower your gaze, even in those scenarios, even movies that you watch, shows, whatever it is. Change your algorithm. Instead of those dancing TikTok or anything enticing you to relapse or to get distracted that sexualizes your brain, you need to put not interested and change your algorithm to something more productive, to something more beneficial, something more helpful. Instantly lower your gaze, boom, not interested. Whatever it is, get it out of your face and lower your gaze. If you want to be great, I always emphasize being cautious of what you let into your mind and your body. Out of sight, out of mind. That's why it's very important. I'm not saying that it's easy to do some of these steps, but it's vital that you do, to take care of your mental health, to take care of your well-being, to keep you focused, to keep you on the right track. So it's very vital that you take care of what you're letting into your temple, especially the things that we're seeing and hearing. Yes, and that goes into my third point, media. Get rid of sexually explicit music, movies, shows. I don't care how fire it is. That's something that you're letting into your mind and that you're normalizing, when that stuff shouldn't be normal. And it's all a part of who you want to be as a person, and it affects who you are, because you can say you want to be great, but when you're listening to music that tells you otherwise, that promotes the degeneracy, that labels you in a certain way, that is not productive or it's not beneficial, that's not truly who you are, then is it worth it? Is it worth the 3 minutes of dopamine? The type of media that you consume says a lot about you. So if you have a whole bunch of degenerate, gangster, wannabe, and all these type of music, that's what you're saying you're standing by, and that's what you eventually will become. It even goes down to the food you're eating, because if you're eating crappy, if you're putting things inside your body, once again, almost point 2 and 3 are almost aligned, you're gonna have that brain fog, you're gonna have that lack of self-control, you're gonna have the want or the itch to not do the good habits, or the laziness to not want to stay disciplined, because maybe you're feeling lethargic, you're feeling lazy, you're feeling all brain fogged, you're not focused. You don't want to have all these things hitting you at once because you just suck at controlling what goes into your body, when all that can easily be changed. Point number 4 is no days off. Don't have a day where you're just absolutely doing nothing, where you're just at home, you're indoors with a dimmed out room, almost no light, under your sheets, scrolling through your phone endlessly, mouth breathing. You're a young man. Explore the world. Explore your neighborhood. Explore your city. You should be out of your house trying to pursue your goals. When you're focused on your path, you have no time for pleasure or distractions. Idle hands is the devil's workshop. So stay focused on your purpose. Plan your day the night before always, and go from there. You just want to have something always going on. Even if you don't know what you're going to do the next day, make sure that you don't spend the majority of it indoors. Number 5 is, and it might be the root of the real problem that we face as young men, and it's loneliness. I know you're alone, brother, and I know that you're in search of love, and I truly believe that it's out there, but I'm not going to lie and tell you that it's easy, and I'm sure you know and feel this as well. And so it causes you to relapse. It causes you to indulge in these type of media and these type of things, these over-sexualized content that we often see. It replaces the feeling of loneliness and temporarily replaces the feeling of love that we don't have. But the reality is that it's a cheap substitute. I always say anything worth having is difficult to find. It's difficult to have. So if you want to be a man worth anything, and if you want to be a man worthy of such real love, you must maximize your full potential and put yourself in a position to receive it. But it takes that focus and determination to work on yourself and better yourself. But you're not going to do that if you're finding the easy way out and cheap substitutes. Point number 6 is negotiate with yourself. As men, we get hit with these left and rights when it comes to urges, right? That's natural. That's the human male experience. So what do you do when you have those feelings of relapsing or indulging in content or whatever it is? The feeling is not the bad guy. Your thoughts is not the bad guy. It's how you choose to control yourself and what actions you choose to take after you're getting hit with those urges, that you're getting hit with those feelings. It's a testament to your progress, and that's how you should see it, because it's telling you that you're depriving yourself of the short-term pleasure that you usually indulge in. It's telling yourself that you're moving forward in your no-fap journey. So when you get that urge, you can either fail where most fail and get average results in your life, or overcome it and make progress. And so that's what I meant by it. It's up to what you choose to do after. Because are you going to be like everybody else and succumb to your emotions, succumb to your thoughts? Are you going to have that self-control? You're going to have that discipline to believe that you can push further and become a better man and become more focused and not be a degenerate and improve your lifestyle overall. So when you have these feelings, when you have these urges, because they might not be always easy to control, and they're unpredictable a lot of times, right? You want to have this agreement with yourself of, okay, before I do anything, let me go take a walk, let me go cook this food, let me go read a book, let me journal about it, let me meditate, let me pray. More often than not, after you do those activities and you negotiate with yourself, those feelings will go away. And it's great because you're learning how to delay gratification. You're learning to put off the bad habits with something better or something not as destructive. Make the bad habits harder to do and the good ones easier, and there's no doubt that you will succeed. Point number 7 is progress over perfection. You can't compare where you are now with perfection, with somebody like me or somebody that's been doing it longer. And that goes with anything, whether that's fitness, whether that's nofap, whether that's business. You can't compare my day 365 or my year to your day 1. Just doesn't make sense. Take the small wins. Take the delayed, even if you delay gratification but then you relapse, but at least you're improving, at least you're making progress, at least you're being better than the past than you were before. Take those wins. Don't be so hard on yourself and be like, I must have like this perfect image of myself that I have in my mind of how I'm supposed to be. I need to be that tomorrow. I need to be that today. Yeah, it's nice to strive for that, but the fact that you're getting closer to it, you shouldn't take away from that either. Get better step by step and be the productive, purposeful man that I know you are. It's important that you give yourself those wins and that you keep track of it, and then you keep progressing, because that's how you'll stay motivated. And the last point, number 8, I believe, is to change your thought pattern. This is a little similar to lowering your gaze, but I'll leave you with this. It all starts with what you surround yourself with, and then your thoughts, because then your thoughts become your action, and then your actions become who you are, right? It all starts with the thought. And so if you're looking at an enticing post, a sexualized post or something like that just shows up in your algorithm, you can either think, damn, oh my god, yeah, or whatever, however this generation says, right? Or you can have that respect for that person and for yourself. Honestly, this is how I think. And obviously it's not the easiest. It's hard, even for me as a guy, right? But a way to defeat that lustful train of thought is, I think, okay, well, that's somebody's daughter, that's somebody's mom, that's somebody's sister. Would I want somebody looking at my sister like that, lusting over my family member like that? And the thought of that kind of like puts me off, and I'm like, of course I wouldn't. So why am I doing that to other people? Regardless of how they show themselves, it's up to us and how we react, because obviously we can't control what the world shows. And Marcus Aurelius talks about this a lot. We can't control what happens out in the world, but we can truly control how we respond to it. And if we want to be better men, we must respond in the best way, even if that means we got to change our mindset. And honestly, the more you start thinking like this and having that respect, and honestly having that like mature mindset, because we're often taught like this stuff is normal, like fapping is normal, watching videos is normal. Even in school, this is advertised when it's not. And honestly, the more you start thinking like this in the better way, in the respectful way, you start to feel bad for the state that modern society is left in the sexualized state, the over-sexualized state, and how everything is advertised. And it sucks. It's truly sad. But you get to kind of, instead of being a player and a participant in that, you kind of get to take yourself outside of that, take off the glasses and see like, wow, this isn't right. And that's the point I want to get you to be at. Once you have that control over that mastery over your mind, over your emotions, over your thoughts, you become that much more dangerous. That's always been my goal for you on the path to becoming a warrior, because you realize that the hypersexualization, the bad habits that come with that aren't the problem. It's the deeper emotional issues that we are chasing or that we have not yet experienced that is the real issue, the trauma. And it's important that we rise above that and we be better. And that's pretty much it, man. Mad love. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff if you got benefit from the video. You know what I'm saying? If you're on my workout routine, it's basically a gym inspired how to be somewhat combat ready, but also with aesthetics in mind for you to still look good, because there's a difference. So I'm trying to tote the line there, and it's honestly worked for me. And you know what I'm saying? Cop you some merch, you know, if you want to look clean. WC Warrior Class. And I'm done with the corny advertising. But yeah, man, show the brother some support, and See you guys in the next video. My love. Peace.